Are you confused by makeup brushes? They can be very overwhelming, but I am here to show you the bare minimums you need, ones that are tried and true in my personal collection, and even ones that I use in my pro kit. I am, after all, an over 25-year professional coming from the Hollywood industry, so a good brush is very important. Your makeup is only as good as your tool. You have to have good tools, so stay right here. This is, what should we call it? Essential makeup brushes for the mature gal. Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, I am Michelle Spieler, an over 25-year professional makeup artist, and I am the creator of Mature Makeup Masterclass, a series of over 20 videos for mature gals on mature technique, using all products under the sun, all budgets, not just high-end. I wasn't gonna do this today. I just got back from a week in Wilmington. I worked on season 2 of Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm extremely exhausted. My daughter was sick last week. Now my husband is sick, and I'm terrified I'm about to get sick. So I thought I better bang this out real quick. I used a new brush today that I bought at Sephora when I was in Wilmington, and I'm so in love with this brush. I'm so blown away by the quality that I thought, you know what? I did a quick video on it, like 15 seconds. And I thought, you know what? It's time to talk about brushes again, because, you know, not everyone scrolls back through the year of my videos to see all the different topics that I've approached. So I'm going to make this quick today. I know some of you are like, thank God. So let's get started, okay? These are my favorite brushes, and gosh, stupid notifications. You may or may not like them. So I started in the 90s with MAC Cosmetics. We had the best brushes in the business. Everything was animal hair. We were told that the animals got a haircut. No animals were harmed in the making of these brushes. They were made in France. So I was exposed to the best brushes really anywhere. And now MAC Cosmetics has switched over to vegan brushes, all synthetic, and I just don't like them the same. But I really feel like most brushes today are all cruelty-free. They're all synthetic, and because we've come so far, we have better materials and technology. So let's get started. Let's start with foundation. This is just my personal very favorite brush. This is the BK Beauty. It comes from the Angie Hot and Flashy series. I think Angie loves this for concealer. I don't. I'll tell you another concealer brush I like, but I just put on my whole face today. I did a video for KVD. This is their Good Apple Cream Foundation. It's really beautiful, but it's heavy coverage, and I put it on very sheer by using this brush. This brush is wide, it goes at an angle, and it applied the makeup beautifully without causing little flakes. I find that if anyone uses retinols or acids or tretinoin or anything that turns over our cells in our skin, a brush can cause flakiness, if you're not kidding. No you don't. He only does that when I'm on a YouTube. I swear, no other time. Okay, so this is brush A506. A506. Now, I don't know if this only comes in the Angie Hot and Flashy set. BK Beauty sent me Angie's entire set, and I really like it. I like the whole set, but I really like this for foundation, because a lot of people you'll see using a big, huge foundation brush, and this isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. But as a mature woman, I like to be very strategic where I put my foundation, and then I will, you know what I do? I bounce it out. I bounce it out. So that's why I love this brush. Okay, for powder, and I didn't even wear powder today because I don't need it. Some days I do. I fell in love with this Sephora. It's number 79. Sephora makes some of the best brushes. Oh my gosh, I love them. The reason I love this brush so much is, I'll show you with my say. Hey, get over here. I'll get a little bit, and then I can just go in just where I need it and nowhere else. I have normal to dry skin, so I don't like a lot of powder on the face. Sometimes if my makeup is sticky, I might go on the side of my face like this just so my hair doesn't stick. But traditionally what we were all taught to do when we were, you know, much younger was to use like a big fat brush and dust your whole face. But we can't really do that anymore as mature women. So see the difference in size? So this is the Sephora 79. I tell you, these Sephora brushes are pro quality and you will have them for years to come, okay? Now, let's talk concealer. I just grabbed this one day. I put on a Laura Mercier concealer and a Lawless Beauty concealer, and I just do a dot. That's it, a dot. And then I'll let it sit there for 20, 30 seconds. And then I love this brush. This is Sigma. This is brush, holy moly. When you put white on copper, F03. It's called the High Cheekbone Highlighter Brush. I don't use this for highlighter. This is the Sigma F03, and I'll tell you why I love this for concealer if you use traditional. If you use demi color like me, demi brushes have to go with demi color. But for traditional concealer, I love this because look at the shape. It's a dome shape and it's kind of narrow. And I go in and I only tap it where I need it, and then I'll use my ring finger to kind of, you know, blend all that in. I love this brush. This is the only thing I've used concealer with for, I don't know, 6 months, okay? That's Sigma. Now, let's do blush. If you are the type of person that likes a powder blush, and there's some really good powder blushes out there, I like something a little bigger and fluffier. You know, in the 90s, we all kind of used something like this, kind of something flat, and we would really like sculpt our cheeks. But I find as we get older, as mature women, we want to diffuse that. And so by putting on a little bit of a fluffier brush, we can kind of diffuse that blush a little bit so we're not doing that stripe that was so popular in the 80s and 90s. This is BK Beauty 107. It is so soft and luxurious. I'm really impressed. Today, I did a liquid serum blush. This is by, I don't even have it. It's by, get over here. Come here right now. Come here. Good boy. Come on. This is a serum blush, and I put it on a palette. And I did this. I love this kabuki. This is the flat kabuki brush by Sigma. And I will tap it real lightly, tap. And then of course, you know, I take my stands out sponge and, you know, do this. Now, I love this sponge by Jenny Patinkin. I love the blender sponge by Saint, and I have the pink one by Beauty Blender. You can dampen these. They get kind of bigger. They're bouncy. I love these type of sponges. I love them. But when Stands Out sent me their sponge, this is the one they sent me. I don't know why they're different colors because I don't do makeup on the sides, but they are. Stands Out sent me this, and I loved it so much that I bought myself one. So this is always in my Amazon storefront. It is the best sponge I've ever used in my life. Watch this. It's like memory foam, and it conforms to your face. Like wherever you go, it's amazing. So I love this. I will use this after even blush, just to make sure it like really blends into the skin, okay? Love this. I think it's about $20. And this is an important tool to have. You wet this the first 3 times. The instructions are you dampen it, not wet it, you dampen it. So I will dampen it, and then I'll wrap it up in some paper towels and really squeeze that water out of it. But after you get it wet the first 3 times, that's it, you're done. You never have to dampen it again. It's just amazing and squishy, okay? So there you go. Now, let's talk eyes. So I pretty much start every single day of my life with the MAC paint pot in either Laying Low or Painterly. Today I have Painterly on, but you can't see it because I have on like a glitter shadow. Okay, so what I would do is I would put that on with my finger. But if I were doing any kind of, let me show you with the makeup palette. If I were doing any kind of like light color up on the brow bone or like kind of a peachy beige on the eyelid, I like a flat brush for that. So this is an old MAC one, but I know Morphe makes one like this. See how it's just flat? It's kind of on the small side, but it's great for eyelid, it's great for brow bone. And I even saw this one this is also Angie Hot and Flashy. This is A508. It's a little bit more slick, but either one could work. I probably prefer something like this. And I swear Morphe has one. Morphe is at Ulta, and I mean, it's probably $8 to $10. Really, really affordable. Morphe is very affordable. Then for your crease, on most women, I like a brush that has an angle, okay? Because with the angle, the longer bristles can fit into the crease, and the shorter bristles can kind of blend that into the curvature of our brow bone. So I think that is a really nice brush, and it doesn't even have to be BK Beauty, but anything that's kind of like tapered, almost like a little diagonal. This is BK Beauty brush 205, okay? I love that. I use that. Anytime you see me using a bronzer in my crease, today I have on the Mob Beauty bronzer in my crease. I use this brush, but it's great with powder. It's great with powder shadows. It doesn't just have to be a cream, okay? If you are the type of person that has a deep crease, maybe a really big eyelid, and you might want something more like this, something that's more round and tapered, and then you can fit it in that crease, and it kind of blends it a little on the eyelid, a little on the brow bone, and the deepest part of the crease. So this is a really nice brush. This is, why do I even take these off? BK Beauty 202, okay? 202. These are the brushes I'm sharing with you that I reach for time and time and time again. They're always right here. I have a little Lazy Susan over here, and I have 3 of these, you know, and I keep all my brushes in that. And then of course, these are my Saint brushes. There's a few other brushes in there too, but those are my Saint brushes. Okay, this is a very important brush, and since I have glasses on, I'm going to tell you this is Morphe M431. It's called a bullet brush or a pencil brush, okay? MAC used to make one like this. I'm sure they still do, but Morphe is so affordable. What I like about this is you can get in and you can get that real pretty light shimmery color in there. I love it for that. Also, I could even take a dark color and I could smoke over the eyeliner and fan it out, or I could go in the outer corner like that, you know, sideways V and get it real nice and dark, and then go back and take in your fluffy brush and blend it in. But this is nice for a more concentrated color. So whether it's concentrated light shimmer on the inner eye or concentrated dark on the outer eye, a pencil brush is great for that. And then, this is the brush I just found, y'all. I was at Sephora, I was out of town, I was bored. I actually specifically went into Sephora just for an angled brush. This is the number 22, and when I tell you that it grips shadow, or it smudges pencil, or it's great with cream eyeliner, gel cream, it doesn't matter. But even today, I put on just good old Mario black eyeshadow, and if you don't have the right kind of brush, if you have a brush that's inexpensive and they've cut the tips of it and it's blunt tips, it can drop. It can drop and you can get fallout, and there's nothing messier than black shadow. That's why I always tell people, do your makeup, you do your eye makeup first, then do the rest of your face. This doesn't drop anything. It makes the most beautiful precision line, but can also make a fluffy line. It's $16, 16. So I bought one for me and 3 for my pro kit because my brushes are starting to get real misshapen because I've had them for over 20 years. This is just gorgeous. I love this brush. I don't get commission on that. I am going to probably, actually, I don't get commission on any of this. So what I'll do is I will put the links to Sigma, to BK Beauty, to Sephora, and you can just click on the link and go and buy anything you need. But I do not make any commission on any of this. Do I make something on BK Beauty? I can't remember. I'm so bad with affiliate codes, y'all. I'm just so busy. I'm so busy that I don't have time to go look up all the affiliate codes. And sometimes I don't care. Sometimes I just want you to get, and I don't care if I get the credit or not. So anyway, I love that. That's it. Another thing that I really like is I love a fan brush. This one is by MAC. They still make it, but this is the original made in France. This is like probably a white pony hair that they've bleached, and it says made in France, and I literally got this in the 90s, y'all. The 90s. And it's amazing because if you do drop anything under the eye, it whisks it away. But I also have this little one from Crown, or you don't want to get ones from the art store though. The ones at the art store are more like stiff and firm. You don't want that. You want it to be really floppy so you can just whisk away. So that's also a really nice one too. And then I always love to have a dry spoolie. This is by MAC. I'm sure other companies make them too, but I really love just a dry spoolie just to go in and, you know, if I need to. Also, you know that trick if you're putting on mascara and you get little black dots from the mascara on your beautiful eyeshadow you just did, let it dry, wait a few minutes, let it really dry, and go in and just lightly scrape it off, and it comes right off without disturbing your eye makeup, okay? And then of course, if you need a brow brush, I right now have on just a pencil, and then I have this Got To Be eyebrow gel I just got on Amazon. But you know, Anastasia makes some of the best brow. This is different, very different than the angled brush I showed you from Sephora. The Sephora one would be more for eyeliner, whereas Anastasia, this is real stiff. You want brow brushes to be very stiff. So this is two-sided where you get the spoolie and then the brow. If you do your brows with a pomade or a shadow, this is really nice for that, okay? So I think that's it. I think that's everything. Real quick, I wanna show you, a lot of you ask how to clean brushes, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Viva paper towels, I don't know if you can see this. This is an industry secret. We have used Viva paper towels in Hollywood for decades. Reason being is the Viva is better for blotting sweat. So we'll go in and we will, you know, dampen, you know, we'll take any dampness or sweat off of an actor or actress's face, the back of the neck, and it doesn't disturb the makeup, and it really absorbs. I know Bounty is the quicker picker-upper. Bounty is not soft on faces, whereas this almost feels like velvet. It's not the Viva with any texture to it. It's Viva that really just is plain and looks like velvety. But I want to show you real quick because I did just use the Sephora. This is the brush cleaner that I have been using in my pro kit for, I think I first learned about this in 2004. Okay, so almost 20 years. It's Cinema Secrets. It was designed for the professional makeup artist because it cleans, it disinfects, it conditions the brushes all in one. So what we would do is we would spray the Viva and then we go in with the brush. It smells like vanilla, but a chemical vanilla. But every time I use my brushes on people, people go, your brushes smell so good. I said, that's the brush cleaner. Because it has a little bit of a vanilla smell, but also a very toxic chemical smell. Let's not pretend it's clean or safe for us, but it's wonderful. And now I've got a totally clean brush. And look how fast I did that, okay? So that's something that I love to use. Here, I will even show you my cheek blush brush is pretty dirty. Really saturate that. Work the brush into it. Look at that. Now, this is fun if you're in a pinch. This is fun if you want to change colors real quick. Or you also know the Sigma switch, the silicone mat, can get any color off a brush if you need to use that same brush to do a different color. That's what the Sigma made that just for that. But this is great in a pinch to clean a brush. And this is what I do if I'm doing special occasion makeup, or even when I was out of town doing Summer I Turned Pretty. And you know, we're going through, gosh, we had 100 background, and there was maybe 6 or 7 of us, and we also have to cover tattoos. So we're not just doing makeup, we're also covering tattoos. So sometimes I have to clean a ton of brushes real quick before I can put it on anyone else's face, and this is how we do it. I've got some deeply embedded makeup in here, but anyway, you get the point. It's almost clean. There's still a little stripe of color in there, but that's how I get my brushes clean. The best way to clean your brush is, I did a whole video on it. It's the Masters brush cleaner. I absolutely love it. But I also love this one by Jenny Patinkin, and it's the Luxury Vegan Makeup Brush Soap. Same premise. You would, here's what you would do is you would get your brush a little bit wet. You would really saturate it in here, really massage it in your hand, run it under the water, and really make sure you always squeeze your brush as well. Lay it on a terry cloth towel to dry overnight, and they're usually dry about less than 24 hours later, okay? So you can either use Jenny Patinkin brush cleaner or Masters brush cleaner, but that really is the best way. I'm almost done. I'm gonna show you how this works. Okay, we almost got all the color out. So pretty clean, okay? So I hope that helps. That is Cinema Secrets. I believe you can get the small ones at Sephora, but because it has alcohol in it, I know it can be slower shipping. It's possible you can get this also on Amazon, maybe. And they do make a new lemon flavor, and none of us like it as well as this one. We had such high hopes that it was gonna be really lemony, and it's not. So those are the brushes. I mean, I've got countless others, countless. I've got tons and tons of brushes. I have brushes in this. This is one of those things if you want to keep your brushes dust-free. I got this on Amazon a while back, and it keeps your brushes protected. And then, you know, I've got this one from Amazon. It comes in a 3-pack, and this is what I travel with because it zips. So, and this is just a fraction, and these are just my personal brushes. You should see all of my professional brushes. I have tons and tons of brushes, okay? So that's how I keep my brushes for decades, is I keep them very clean. I buy top quality, and these are all my favorites. I hope that helps. Please let me know in comments if you have any questions whatsoever, or maybe there's a favorite brush that you are just so excited about that you want to share it. I mean, I'm really excited about this Sephora number 22 brush. I couldn't wait to share it with people. It's such good quality. I bought 4 of them, probably gonna get more. So if you're excited like that about a brush, tell us about it in comments. We'd love to hear. We all learn from one another. Hopefully I'll be back next week with Chanel. Y'all, I ordered a whole face of Chanel, and it's still sitting in that bag. I'm not even sure what fully I got. I know I got that new water tint foundation that has the little beads of color in it. I know that's in there. I think there's also a water blush. I don't know, but hopefully next Saturday it'll be a full face of Chanel. So come back later, subscribe if you want more mature beauty in your YouTube feed. It lets YouTube know that you are here for mature beauty. It lets the algorithm know. It helps me. And tell your family and friends about mature beauty, would you, so that we can grow this community here on YouTube. Bye for now.